And then I went shopping, and not 3 people, but 5 asked about Victoria, and it was lovely.
Nice.
Lovely it was. You should see what I bought. Welcome to another exciting episode.
Well, they might see.
They're going to see
one
something.
part of it.
Oh, come on. Good Lord.
So, welcome you guys to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun for All on the 16th of February, 2024.
2024.
And it's your manifesting questions answered live.
Your manifesting questions answered live.
Oh, so next year I'll be able to do something about the live with 2025.
That's true.
Yes.
Unless we're doing
Already
something
worked
even
it
better
out.
than the show.
Might be.
That's right. Lisa and LaRock.
Yes.
Anka. Joe Weldon. All these remarkable and Triple D people. Oh, yeah, baby. Hey, we've got a very special show for you today. It's also called the Double Pork Chop Show.
I wonder why.
I wonder why we call it the Double Pork Chop Show. Hey, we've got some good questions, too, as well as pork chops. Let me show you these. We'll talk about them later. Look at that. Pork chops. Look how thick. Look how yummy.
Yes.
Pork in the chop, chop, chop.
Why, Tony? Why?
Why do I get so excited about...
No, why are you showing it on...
We'll get to that, but look at that.
Show.
Pork chop, everyone.
And not the lunch show.
Oh, we'll show that on the lunch show soon.
Yeah.
Pork chop,
Cool.
everyone. So, Victoria, did we tell them all that stuff?
Go to...
Better yet, take this fucking seriously. A lot of people are still dicking around. I notice most of the people here aren't. That are tuning in. That's cool. Yeah. Number 1, stop dicking around. I should buy that. StopDickingAround.com.
StopDickingAround.com.
That's right.
It's probably gone.
It's probably gone.
Well,
That's
now
right.
it is,
Yeah, Gaz is watching. So, yeah. Yeah, away it goes. So,
yes.
ManifestingMasteryCourse.com, or if you want some of our newer, way cool shit, go to NevilleGoddardStore.com.
Cool.
All right.
Excellent.
That's good. If they stick around, we'll tell them how to get the free stuff later.
Okay.
All right, look at my sexy corazas. Like that.
So, we're going to dive into for the first question, and it is from William in Manifesting Mastery. That's ManifestingMasteryCourse.com.
That's right.
Does watching movies change your state?
Yes.
And William asks, does watching entertainment and playing computer games affect us? I know that I was told it affects our imagination, especially fearful stuff, and I'm wondering if I should give up watching and playing and listening to entertainment. Also, I forgot to add in if reading storybooks like novels affects our imagination, like creating fear, because I know the subconscious gets impressed by fear and stuff. If you could include that too in the show, please.
All right, so I'm going to start at the end, right? So forget this whole subconscious thing. Neville used it, and then he dropped it, because people started imagining, well, there's something out there in there that you can't get to. The subconscious that's controlling every... Yeah, you can read his quotes, and he'll talk, at first, years ago, he talked about sufficiently impress upon your subconscious mind. Why? Because everybody was writing about the subconscious mind. It was sexy. Right? And then suddenly it's like, Neville realizes this is creating a problem because people are trying to make sure their subconscious mind doesn't get impressed by, like I impressed Victoria. But I seem to digress.
With his V.
Oh, yeah, you should see me in the mornings. That's all I'm going to say, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm no longer like a half-melted ice cream cone upside down, right? Hoo-ha. So... forget the subconscious thing. Neville evolved that into sufficiently impress upon yourself, which is pretty damn important, right? So what are you impressing upon yourself? In other words, what are you getting impressed by? What's occupying you? Now, I find it fascinating. I go on these benders on researching things because I fall in love with stuff like happy chemicals, and they show up in Triple D, myelin. I just love myelin, right? Apparently humans have 4 times the amount that monkeys do, right? That makes a difference. And so I studied myelinization and stuff like that. I get really hooked on this shit, right? Because I find it fulfilling. My question is what you're filling your stuff with, is it distraction or does it feed your dreams? I'm not going to say it's going to damage you. I'm not interested in that line of thought. But, I find myself filling myself with what fleshes out my dreams. I find myself absolutely not interested in all in distractions. It's interesting. Joe Weldon shares with me movie clips and stuff about people making movies and stuff, and I am fascinated by it because I'm fascinated with perception. Somebody's actually making a good movie, is really studying and utilizing human perception. So I find Joe Weldon shares with me these things, and I dive into them. I love them. On the other hand, some people send me shit, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're sending this to me. I asked someone the other day, so why the fuck did you send this to me? And they're like, well, I found it funny. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you, right? You didn't even think about me. You found it funny, and let's share it with 1,000 people. So my question is, whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching, whatever you're doing, does it feed you? Or does it distract you from your day? Which is where if we had Dream-Driven Day, the doors are open, I'd advertise that, but we don't right now. We might when you watch this, though. So, it's all about your dreams, baby. William, stick around, because we're going to keep diving into your question as we answer the other questions, too. Look at this. Majon is here. Andrew Villanueva. Andrew Villanueva.
Hello.
All right.
Cool. So that was for William. Thanks very much.
Thanks, William. Nice to see you on the show.
Yeah.
He's my pal.
Was he on the show?
Yeah, he's here.
He's there? Okay,
yeah,
good.
Cool.
The next question's from Steve in Dream Driven Day. I imagine just enough.
This is so good. I didn't edit one drop out of this.
Okay.
Darker, he's here. Yo.
Oh, yeah, Mark. So, Steve asks, hi, 20, quick question. I noticed I've been in the habit of imagining or manifesting just enough or what I need instead of an abundance of what I want. What would suggest that would help? What would you suggest that would help get out of this loop and or habit? Thanks in advance.
Cool. I'm sorry, I've totally lost the plot. I got all distracted, right? So I got this pork. I just want to talk about the pork, Will. Look at this. Will, yeah, you're one of the witnesses, pal. Pork. But more on that later. Look at these pork chops. They're massive.
Yes.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Would you reread Steve's question, please?
I noticed I've been...
You skipped the first part.
Sorry. Hi, 20. Quick question.
All right, so you're going to settle for a quick answer.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's a goodie.
The patterns show up before you realize the patterns show up.
That's really good.
Every single time. Now, here's the thing, Steve. Ready? Here's how you can tell a shit coach. Ready? A shit coach will buy into your patterns. Okay? If I was a shit coach, whatever the fuck that means, right? So I'd be writing a quick answer back. Hey, Steve.
Just enough.
Yeah, quick answer. Just move. See ya.
What I need.
Right?
You.
One of us has to stretch first. It's like being married. I'm not married to Steve, right? Yeah, I think he's a cool dude, right? But I'm married to her. Right? Now, here's the thing as a couple, right? Anybody here ever been married? Yeah, married and married, right? So what happens when you're married is you can both barricade each other from each other, and you can have boundaries and stuff like that. Well, I'm thinking, right?
Set up my boundaries.
Right? Yeah, and all that stuff. Or, here's the thing. Anytime there's a disagreement or a misalignment or whatever, somebody gets to stretch first. And that doesn't mean like okay, you're right, yeah. But you get to stretch first. I'm stretching first. I'm just so my invitation for you to notice is, even in the question. Hey, 20, quick question. Cool. I'll do a commercial. Let's do a live call, one-on-one, you and me. Right? Ask me for details. I think we've done one before. Can't remember. Right? Because I'm in show mode.
So, well, my answer to Steve is...
Yep.
Imagine having gotten gold.
Yeah. Lots of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people imagine... See, this is the fun thing, because it's like, well, I got some good stuff from that call. Right? The group call, one-on-one, whatever. Uh-huh. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine, oh my freaking God. Right? Yeah. When I get off a call, I take notes. I go, oh my God, that was really cool. I got to run with that. Right? So anywhere you can, you get to stretch. And here's the thing. I imagine just enough. That just shows that you got doubt. your everything is too small. Yeah, when you got doubt, your everything is too small. It's like, yeah, well, I know I can manifest $10. All right. I know I can manifest a quick answer. All right. You got more, and I'm going to invite you to even more. Stick around, Steve. We're going to still answer your question as we answer William's question as we can keep on going.
With other people's questions.
By the way, the whole thing with, one of the things that I've noticed with video gaming and stuff like that is it really tends to push the dopamine button, right? And also the status button. I mean, you get a high score, you move up another level, all that stuff, chasing down the bad guys, so on and so forth. It's like, cool. Hey, so what do you want to do with your life? Nothing. I notice this a lot with people because it's like one of the things that I did years ago was I decided to treat Forex trading like a game instead of a war. And then I went on to treating business like a game instead of a war because I get to anticipate. So I get to explore, how can I tweak this so that I get this result? What would happen if I did this? So I take this dopamine that I could, quote unquote, waste on something that's a distraction. And I can channel this dopamine into something that feeds my dreams. So, all right. Gaz, I'll be sending you an invite for our meeting tomorrow. Later.
Just enough.
Yeah. Doobie-doo. All right.
Cool, excellent. So that was for Steve.
And stick around, Steve, because you'll notice one of the things that I'm into is sprawl in a positive way.
Okay.
All right.
Right. So the next question
is going to have me actually reading. You guys get to listen to me read.
Oh, you're reading it? Yes?
Oh, no, you'll read the question.
Oh, right. Yeah. The next question's from Hypo Theta Cool.
Hypo Theta Cool.
On Facebook. Can you settle the free will debate?
All right.
And Hypo Theta Cool on Facebook asks, can you settle the free will debate?
Yeah, because here's what happens. It shows up in the group today, and of course people start PMing me. I'm all confused. Of course you are, right? So I'm going to give you 2 Neville Goddard quotes, and I'm going to run with it. Maybe I'll make Victoria read the quotes.
You could do one, and I could do one.
I like making you do things.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna imagine her reading the quotes to the point where she can't help it. Watch her go mindless. If your desire concerns another, make sure that thing desired is acceptable to that other. Oh, you can accept or reject any state. Let's continue. The reason for this warning is your consciousness is God, the giver of all gifts. Therefore, that which you feel and believe to be true of another is a gift that you have given him. The gift that is not accepted returns to the giver. All right. I absolutely adore this one. And if we go meta on this just for a second, right? Now let's not go meta for a second. Let's keep going. Victoria, you read the second one. Yeah. Then we'll dive into this.
So, Neville also says free will actually means freedom to select any idea you desire. By assuming the idea already to be a fact, it is converted into reality. Beyond that, free will ends, and everything happens in harmony with the concept assumed.
All right, so we're going to go from the bottom up. Alex, welcome. So, ready? Beyond that, free will ends, and everything happens in harmony with the concept assumed. Radio. So, I have assumed the state of happy, loving teacher, and I continue to assume that. Right? Here we are. Happy, loving husband gets to show up too. Radio. Right? Here we are. By the way, I bought you 2 bottles of Freedom this morning.
Yes.
Yes, I love Freedom. Right? Actually, you love it. I don't drink it.
Yes.
But anyway, so yeah, I get to pick a state. Happy, loving teacher. Now, somebody else who decides that they pick a state. I really want to nail this. And they feel into nailing it or actually understanding it. And I might show up in their life and play a role. However, they can't make me say what they want me to say. Sorry, right? I will say what I say. What I say comes from a state, right? So they have free will to decide, I want to get clarity. I've got free will to be a teacher. And it's in our Venn diagram overlaps. Lovely, right? However, you can't make me agree with you, right? Sorry, not going to happen. The other bit here, if your desire concerns another, make sure that the thing desired is acceptable to that other. The gift that is not accepted returns to the giver. Right? This is one of the things that I've run into hundreds of times. People do this whole thing, I'm the only one that has free will in my reality, I'm the only one that's real in my reality, all that bullshit. And then it's like, well, I'm not going to listen to you anymore because I'm afraid you're going to. Rightio. See, you can't get me to agree with you, so you're going to block me. I get it. I've experienced that. Rightio. So it's just humor there. So the free will thing, do you have free will? Yes, you do. You can accept or reject any state. Right? Yeah, just, boom. And notice what Neville says here. The gift that is not accepted returns to the giver. So one of the things that I suggest people do all the time, imagine lovingly for others. And even Neville says your own cross gets lifted and you discover your light itself. Imagine lovingly for others. I don't imagine them doing things to make me happy. I imagine them happy.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, this always shows up with special person posts and the whole thing. And I got one more tiny little rant with this. Ready? So, let me ask Victoria a question, right? So, if I assumed you had no free will and you really didn't exist, all right? So there's Victoria, right? She has no free will. She doesn't even really exist.
Watch me, rebel.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Do you think she's going to find me sexy? Right. Right. On the other hand, I adore her. I imagine lovingly for her. And I'm impressed every day that she chooses me. Right? She chooses to have lunch with me. She chooses to dance with me. She even chooses to disagree with me. Which often leads to these things called conversations or leave me the fuck alone. You get you get the fun. So I personally, and I did a podcast on this that I probably won't release till later or tomorrow, but it must be awful freaking lonely to live in a universe where you're the only one that's real and no one else has free will. So, boom. All right. We'll keep diving into that. By the way, when this subject comes up, I always lose followers. Every single time. People leave the email list. People stop following me on Facebook because they're honest to God. They want to believe that they're the only one with free will, and they can't handle the invitation to explore enough to notice that, hey, creation is finished. We are selectors. You pick what goes on your plate.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You don't have to go. There's a Chinese buffet here. Like a Chinese buffet for lunch in Australia costs like $50. Right? In America, I know it's like $2. Right? $2. All the egg roll. So if we go to the $50 Chinese buffet, you know why I go? Because I don't have to cook it all. I don't have to hunt the pig, right?
Yeah.
You want pig? I mean, like, out it comes, right?
Peking duck.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
That's it for that one.
Excellent.
Unless someone's making me talk. Someone's making me talk against my will.
So that was for Hypo Theta Cool.
Hypo Theta Cool.
Thanks very much for your question.
All right. Yeah, we're going to point him to this because kind of when those little things they show up on the Facebook, everyone that's confused.
The next question.
But I don't want them to have free will. That's what it always comes down to. I don't want them to have free will. Right.
The next question is from Dream Driven Day Jeff. Grillin' and chillin'.
Ooh-ha.
And Dream Driven Day Jeff asks, how did you manifest your outdoor grill?
All right. So I'm going to mention when, because we've talked about getting a grill now and a few thens.
Yeah, a couple of years. Well, then we got that one, but we didn't ever use it.
It was shit.
Yeah.
It came from the name that we shall not speak.
Yes.
But, yeah, you'd have to put the briquettes on it and fire it up and come back 2 hours later to cook your meal. And by then I'm taking a nap. I've already eaten.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, what's that burning out there for? But so how did you manifest? We've had discussions about it and so on. And for me, it was basically a surrender to where flame meets flesh. Right? Surrendering to where flame meets fresh. Fresh flesh. Where flame meets fresh. Someone's going to say I'm an asshole, I can tell. Yeah, since none of you have free will, none of you can think I'm an asshole. How cool is this? DDD, lower B. Yeah, that was my whole thing. I just surrendered to the experience of where flame meets flesh, and her yum. Yeah, just sort of. Yeah, here's something that I call daisy chaining. So, like every day we do Victoria's yum, right? My experience of her yum, the double yum method, right? So it's action of self predominant, right? And what does that imply? Good food, fellowship, fun, all that stuff. And then so I took that, and it's like radio. So I'm imagining where flame met flesh, Victoria's yum version, yum. And so I just get to tack that on, because I'm already really good at the yum method. So I just sort of tack that on, like with 20, you've really nailed it again. Like, ooh. Right? So, you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think, well, for me as well, it was like, I'd been led to believe what the news was saying about how horrendous our summer was going to be. And I don't like cooking in the house when it's like having the oven on and all that sort of stuff.
By the way, notice William's question here. Keep going.
But I love, obviously, eating well. and it just happened that... So I was thinking, barbecue actually would be a really good idea because it gets it outside and we do so much of it in Australia. And then your best friend Mal said he'd bought one.
Oh yeah, you got this little jumbuck,
yeah.
And he's preaching it. And we were smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. And
it was all fell into place.
And it's like radio. So I came in line and got on the online.
Yes.
Jumped on the online.
On the inline, yes.
That's right. I got me some flesh meats. Darker, he's still going with it. Look at you, pal.
A death metal band called Fresh Flesh.
Fresh Flesh.
Right.
I tell you, see, now I'd make it an all-female band and call it Fire Flesh, Fresh.
Fiery Fresh Flesh.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Anyway, female, flesh, fresh. I don't know.
Oh, right,
yeah.
female.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's right.
Okay, so yeah, was that good for our grilling and chilling?
I think it's so cool that since no one has free will, that no one could be possibly offended by my humor. Yes. I tell you guys, you remember, I go to the pool every day, and I'm surrounded, like 99% of the people are not expats. Or if there are, they're expats from Britain. That don't count, right? And so I speak my speak, and like the looks that I get, I mean, they catch on. Right? But anyway. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for asking, Jeff.
Yeah.
Beth digs my humor. That's right. Well, that says something about you. But she's not like the rest. I tell you guys just got to imagine, right? So it was 13 years ago. And then they flew me down here to train a group of Forex people. And they stuck me in a group of them. Like, this is just great fun. I just rambled for two and a half fucking days. It was great. It was awesome.
I think at the beginning I was like,
oh yeah,
is it for real?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We had 20.
I got to know you.
Yeah, 20 teaches a group of people the first 2 hours. It's just pure fucking shock. That's intentional because if they're in shock, they can't leave.
Yeah, right. Grappling with what has he made?
Exactly. I have no idea. I have no idea what he is not talking about. Anyway, no one can be offended. No one has free will.
All right.
God, I'm not going to let that go, am I?
No.
So you better imagine lovingly for me.
Okay.
Anyway.
And the last question today is from remarkable Lisa Ann LaRock.
Lisa Ann LaRock.
Slow down, you move too fast.
All right.
Or saddle up and ride.
That's right.
So Lisa asks, hello, 20 in Victoria.
Yo.
When actively imagining, there seems to be the idea that we order, then wait. And there is slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. Rational is braking, and magical is speed. I'm experiencing.
I love exploring this stuff, because if we make it step by step is needed, right? But when we get stuck on step by step, we really deny a lot. So it's just step by step being sequenced, rational, right? This is what I got to do. This is what we imagine, what implies, all that good stuff. But there really is something when you start, as far as I can tell, when you really start playing and exploring the magical of you, you notice how malleable time is. Or is it malleable?
Malleable, yeah.
That too. Malleable. Right? You notice how malleable it is, right? And it's a fascinating thing because slow down. You move too fast. We're going to do a live call. I'd probably do a couple on this with this inner conversation mastery stuff. And one of the things that I notice is you want to stop the inner arguments? Sing. Right? My mind is out of control. I got to slow down. I need to slow down. Slow down. Versus slow down. Everything changes when you discover how malleable time is. We assume time is a constant. We assume the speed of light is a constant. It ain't, right? We assume gravity is a constant. Who is that guy, the band TED Talk? He wrote a book on all these things that sciences are constants that are not. When you stop basing your everything on these constants, you discover the magical of you. And this is just really, really, really cool stuff because when you experience the timelessness of you, there's a reason why when we watch movies and you watch two people first make eye contact and glance at each other and start to engage that pre-verbal bit, everything slows down. And in a way it's because their lives are speeding up. So as your life speeds up, as you discover the real speed of you and things feel like they're slowing down, and you allow that it's like machine gun laughter. When you hear machine gun laughter and you just feel how ho, 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 ho. It's not the same as actually enjoying yourself, right? Right? You've heard machine gun laughter, haven't you? Ho, 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 ho. Right? But listen to that. That's timeless right there.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. That's biding time. That's filling time. That's killing time. That's one of the things that I'm finding really worth exploring is it takes time and energy to maintain the space between you and what you want.
Takes time and energy to maintain the space of you
between you and what you want.
Between you and of what you want. Yes.
In other words, every time I go to the pool, I swim for a kilometer's worth of time.
But you're doing it quicker and quicker.
Yeah, which varies tremendously, right? So we really get to notice we settle for constants. It's not the same show as last week. It's the same format as last week. We answer your questions.
Again. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. Linda didn't post her question again. Oh buggers! Right.
Anyway, sorry.
So it's never the same show twice, but it's the same format twice. And what happens is people tune into format, and they lose fun. They tune into, they make something a constant. In other words, they're everything. Instead of discovering everything possible that they can share and discover. So how's that a sideways answer?
Yeah.
Anybody want to drill me down on this one? I'm willing to. Or we're only 32 minutes in.
Our listening audience.
If you want to help me nail this a little bit differently, toss a comment up. How about you?
Well, I guess what I liked was because you've said what you're saying, DD, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
You bet.
And I loved, because then I thought, well, is that contradictory to settle up and ride, get
Yeah.
speeding.
Totally.
But I really loved your analogy of the falling in love bit
Yep.
and looking at someone and how that all slows down, but it's actually speeding up.
They're speeding up.
Yeah.
They're really discovering the speed of love, the speed they are, which is Lisa put up a little post. Let's talk faster than light. The speed of magic, the speed of love, faster than light, which has a variable speed, by the way. If you listen to Rupert Sheldrake, he's the guy with the band TED Talk.
So can you actually see it on YouTube?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, people keep uploading it.
Oh, yeah.
So, ban something on YouTube, right? See how long that stays off. There's we watched a show called One Day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was July 15th, St. Smithers.
Hang on, sorry. How do you
explain being smitten by a scrumptious dessert or an amazing dress or pearls or Nikes?
don't know then.
Yeah. Oh, time stops, doesn't it? Suddenly you experience all the ways that, oh my God, that could give to you, that you could enjoy. So, nice. Yeah. How do you surrender to it? But by the way, there's only one of the things. Let me go back to One Day, then I'll sideways in. July 15th, 1988 is where it began.
Was it 88? Was
Yep.
it?
The next episode is 89. Next episode is 90.
Yeah.
And when these two people meet, there's a silence, there's a stillness, there's a slowdown. And later on, there's arguments. Smash and bash, right? But this whole thing of when we surrender to the speed of love, the speed of presence, there's no getting from here to there. There's space shared. So space, instead of being used as a defensive weapon, becomes shared and explored. The other thing. What was the other thing? I don't know. Anybody got a prompt?
Well, you were going to say, did you mention it on the show that you were going to say something else as well?
I think so. Anyway, I'll go into pork. So ready?
Oh, yes.
Check this out. So last show we did was 2 days ago.
Yes.
I didn't have pork then. All right, so I bought this pork today. Look at that pork, right? Yum. That's the amount of weight that I lost in the past 2 days. Now, here's the cool thing. I could have engaged in a story about, like, oh, yeah, I've hit a plateau. I love words like that. Plateau. I hit a plateau. I'm the guy that talks too freaking much.
Plateau.
Right? But look at that. I lost that much weight off my physical body. Now, I told Victoria, so now if you want to have some fun, Steve, go to the store, right? Now, if you pick up a pound of pork and you just dangle it, you get to feel like what it's like dangling two pieces of pork, right?
Off your arms.
Off your belly, off your ass, off your whatever. That's a lot of freaking weight. Now, I've lost 20 pounds since the beginning of the year. So that essentially, we could make
20 of those.
Yeah, we could make me a
suit.
A suit out of this, right?
Pork chop suit.
Pork chop suit, right? And look at that.
Maybe that's what I should get you for your birthday.
A pork chop suit. Oh, there we go. Lisa's running with it. Cool. Devotion. When this opening up to devotion happens, a timelessness and the malleability of time. Beautiful. Yeah, nice.
So when devotion opens up, there's an availability of time. Did you say?
Yeah, when we are devotional,
yes,
time stops. Time becomes malleable. There's that whole thing of really what are we doing? Stopping, being still, settling up and riding, slowing down, speeding up all at once. And it's what we're experiencing is the variability of all that is. Instead of the constant we're trying to assert, we're experiencing the variability that we are, all at once. No resistance. So, all right. So, Victoria.
So, yes. What we want to know is, tell us, what was your Hashtag strawberry bit.
All right. What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
I really love what you just ended that with.
Pork chops?
No,
With
devotional.
Salt, with salt and pepper?
Seems that movement is devotional. That
Yeah. Well, when I'm devoted to swimming, I am not motivated. Okay, here, this is really, I'm sorry.
No,
I just stole her stick. Ready? No. You don't need motivation, you need magic. When people tell me they're not motivated, it's because they're stuck in irrational. When they tell me they're not motivated, it's because they're not opening up to the magic that they are. When you open up to the magic that you are, you're moved. Movement happens. Magic is this stillness and motion, this motion and stillness. It's not moving things to make things happen. I surrender to the stroke. I have no idea how many hundred strokes it takes to get up to a kilometer. Maybe I'll count one today and I'll multiply it. But I surrender to the stroke. And the exploration as I do that. There's devotion. There's not determination to swim another kilometer today. I could give a shit about that. That's not sustainable. What's sustainable is devotion. And what's sustainable is that I fall in love with the stroke. A thousand times. Yeah. Nice. So you and Lisa just danced. So want to continue with your strawberry bit because I stole your stick?
No, that was it.
All right. Yeah, magic, not motivation.
Yeah.
Somebody remind me. I'll make an infographic on that. I'm making infographics with my face on them. So when people grab it and steal it and say I made this up,
they can't because your face is in the background.
Yeah, it's my face.
You should do it peeking out of different things as well.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, okay. See, she'll get me posing. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So was that your strawberry bit as well, do you think?
Yeah, I'll run with that because this whole thing with magic versus motivation, I am not a motivated guy. People say he's a positive thinker, he's a motivational speaker. Really, I don't motivate people. I help them move their flashlight of attention around so they can notice the magic they are. Cool. When you notice the magic that you are, all these constants that you've made your everythings, So, cool.
Cool. Okay.
So, Victoria.
So they were our hashtag strawberry bits.
If you want free shit, how to manifest, how to feelitreal.com. That's right. If you want free shit, how to feelitreal.com. You can tell
Go there. 7 free things.
Yes. If you want to dive deeper, if the show, if you go, you know what, these people are not right. I sort of resonate with that. Right.
They're not quite right.
Yeah. NevilleGoddardStore.com. You can get our new shit there. You can get time-tested stuff. That's NevilleGoddardStore.com.
Now, what have we got in it? Because he's not quite right.
Yeah, but right. By the time we got Bruce, we worked some shit out. So, cool.
Yeah. Cool. So, howtofeelitreal.com.
Yep. And for refunds.
Visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right.
Yes.
Ooh-ha. Thanks, gang. This was awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
And I'm cold.
Are you? Really?
I am.
Oh, wow.
Aren't you cold?
Oh.
Yeah.
I practice temperature variability.
Oh, do you?
If y'all want to have fun, noticing, so this all goes back to Lisa's question. Start playing with variables. Right? Do we have this thing called aircon?
See, variables just reminds me of maths. It takes me straight back to studying maths.
Yeah. So let's end with a little monologue, 2-minute monologue. Yeah. I'm a professional variable. Right? Now, one of the things that I did was I manifested up a house without a thermostat.
A thermostat?
Yeah, we didn't have a thermostat. No. Yeah, we have a fireplace and 2 puppies and each other. That's called our heat sources. And we're depending upon where any of them are at a particular time, depends
cool
how warm you are, right?
Shut the curtains.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Shut the curtains, right?
Yes.
So practice variability. Wherever you can. If you're used to talking fast, talk slow once in a while. If you're used to hot, take a cold. Right? Try your beer the wrong temperature sometime. Because people think there's a wrong temperature. Some beers are more enjoyable warm.
Stout.
Yeah, some are more enjoyable cold. Just like people.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Rational are you, Victoria?
she's got it all sorted out. Order number 7. That's right.
Order number 7, love it.
All right. Practice, play with variability. Just wherever you can, right? So,
Yeah, cool. Excellent.
Love you, Victoria. Love you guys. Thank you so
you.
much for everything. Lisa and LaRock, thank you as always for the question that we button up the show with, and everyone else as well. And bye.
See ya. Have a great weekend.
See, notice that's not how I end the show. I usually ramble and cut the